Hey there, I am back with another deck review, and today we're going to be looking at the blue Gatorbacks from Spades and legendary magician David Blaine. Now, this is the latest colorway in a long line of the iconic series of Gatorback decks. These were designed by Mark Stutzman, one of the most talented artists who's designing playing cards out there today. And you can find them in all kinds of different colors. There's red and green, gold, all sorts of colors. In fact, earlier this year, there were two other colors that were released, the rose gold and the silver colors. But this is the absolute latest one, the blue metallic. So let's jump into it and find out what the deck's all about. Now, first off, Gatorbacks as an inspiration. So David Blaine himself does have a fondness for alligators. In fact, he has a pet alligator. And so that really served as the main inspiration for the deck. But he also put lots of inspirations and nods to some of his family throughout. Starting with the front of the tuck case, and yeah, it is kind of reversed. You'll see the thumb cut out here. This would typically be the back of most tuck cases, but on this one it is clearly the front. You have just a white matte cardstock, and it's covered with embossing and just a white foil along with some UV ink. I will say it's really hard to see the majority of the design, even when you have it in hand. I mean, you have to get the light to hit it just right to see some of that design there. But you can get a little hint of some of that scroll work. It says Gatorbacks playing cards at the bottom as well. The one hit of color you do get, and this is the iconic feature on every tuck case from the Gatorback series, you do get the one blue metallic image of the gator with a little girl in a ballerina outfit sitting on the back. That little girl is actually his daughter Dessa, and the alligator representative of his own pet alligator. You can see she's got the reins on there and she's riding that alligator. Very cool. And if I tilt it here, you can see that beautiful metallic blue color. Really shines very well. Now I will say, while the back design is hard to read, one thing I have noticed is you can, if you get a black light, shine this on here, and that UV ink will just really pop out and let you appreciate just how beautiful that design is. So there's a deeper look at some of the design elements. As I turn to the sides, I'm going to keep the black light out just so you can read it. You have some ad copy for Mark Stutzman and DB Productions on one side. The other side mentions the United States Playing Card Company who printed the deck. The bottom over here has a little bit more ad copy for Spades in New York. And the top says Gatorbacks, complete with that O in gator being formed like a little gator eye there. So very cool. Like I said, completely disappears because it's that white ink on the white tuck. So it just looks very, very clean as you go through. The back over here is going to be a foiled and embossed version of the back design of the cards. Really beautifully done in that blue foil. We'll look at some of the details of that back design in a little bit, but another element that just really shines with that blue foil. Really beautiful, really bright and vibrant. As you open it up, you get a little bit more copy on the inner flap here. Break out the black light one more time, just says made in the USA. And you do get a blue foil DB Spades logo right there in the center. You have a very faint, hard to read 8 of Spades reveal. Hopefully you can see that there. 8 on this flap and Spade on this flap in that white again. And nothing at all printed on the interior of the tuck. Some of the other Gatorbacks decks do have some kind of artwork on the interior of the tuck, but this one's just plain. So that's it. That is the tuck case. It is beautiful, classic. If you've seen other Gatorbacks decks, it's going to be really familiar, and it's just a really great design. But let's get into the cards, and we'll start with the back design. And here it is. It's done in Metalux foil, so it's a completely foiled back design. And again, if I kind of bend it in the light here, you can see just how well it catches that light. Just a really stunning look to it. I mean, it can look black if you hold it that way, and then suddenly just pop out in blue as you tilt it the other way. But a really beautifully drawn design by Mark Stutzman. It's a completely two-way design. Does feature the large spade at the top and the bottom in the center, with lots of scroll work coming all the way around. And then the gators make their appearance again. So in each corner, you have a gator kind of twisting down its tail. You can see it there kind of crossing with some of that scroll work. And you've got the little girl, Dessa, sitting on the alligator's back. And then you've got the gator on all four corners with their snouts kind of meeting here in the center. So really beautiful and now becoming very famous design. Finishes out with just kind of a thin white poker border around the edge. So really nice back design. Very familiar if you've seen other decks, but I think it looks great in that blue foil. Now getting to the extra cards, you get 4 extra cards, and they're all what I would call kind of jokers. So you can almost have them like 4 jokers. The first one is the simplest. This one just features the split spade logo, and it forms David Blaine's initials. So you've got kind of a D on one side and a B on the other. It's done in kind of a blue metallic ink. Really beautiful. Love that color. Only other deck I've seen that's used that color of ink has been I believe it's the Oxygen deck from Elemental playing cards. They do a really similar color. First time I'd seen that, and this one beautiful just like that one. You can see the really thin lines and kind of etching look that it's got there. The other 3 are all going to feature some Mark Stutzman artwork. The first one, this is probably my favorite of the 3, features a little girl, Dessa, making her appearance again, David Blaine's daughter, and she's holding an alligator in her arms as she floats through the air on a little umbrella here. A very cool, whimsical look. You've got the lightning crashing in the background, the clouds beneath her. Just a really fun look, and I love the way they're kind of looking into each other's eyes there. Very cool, fun look to it. The second one again features Dessa, this time standing on the alligator's back with a leash on it. And she's got the little tutu, another cute image there. Again, done in that blue metallic ink. And the final one features David Blaine himself. So the magician now underwater swimming with a large alligator. And you can see in his hands up here, he's got some playing cards that are floating in the water above him. It's a really cool image there, and you get a chance to see David Blaine himself. So very cool. These are, by the way, the same 4 cards that you'll get if you get the rose gold or the silver. Feature the same artwork. I really love it. I think Mark Stutzman did a great job with those. Now getting to the deck itself. Now, first thing I'll say about the order, it is put into a offset mnemonica stack, and I've left it in that stack. It's just a famous stack that magicians will use where they can memorize the order of the cards, and there's a lot of decks that are starting to come in mnemonica stack order right out of the box, just so that you have this set up if you want to use that for a trick. So it does come in this kind of seemingly random order, but it is that offset mnemonica, so you can make one cut and have it in a full mnemonica stack. But it does have the ace of spades right on top. You have the pretty standard, bicycle standard black pip and index in the corner, and another famous element that you'll see on all of the Gatorbacks designs, you have the Gatorbacks logo there. It features the water curling around in the shape of a spade as an alligator leaps out, snapping at that bird right above him. And then just says Gatorbacks number 127. The 127 at the bottom is a nod to his daughter. She was born on January 27th. And so another little nod to family there. And you do get a small reveal down here at the bottom. A little bit hard to see, but you get a 2 of clubs reveal right there at the bottom. So an extra little touch for magic. So there's the ace of spades. As you get into the number cards, they're all going to be pretty bicycle standard, although the red cards are done in this slightly metallic ink. Almost has a slight bit of pink to it. So it's not that same bright red that you'll see, but gives it a little bit of an elevated feel. The black number cards are done just in a classic black. Otherwise, pips and indices are going to be bicycle standard. All of the other aces, other than the ace of spades, are just normal aces. And then you'll see as you go through the courts, all kinds of little touches. Friends and family are featured as the faces of the deck. So this particular one is his ex-fiancée, Alize. This is Dessa's mother as well. And so she gets her face on the Queen of Spades. You do get a recoloring of the courts as well. They're done in that kind of metallic red as well as metallic gold and blue. So kind of a recoloring of the classic cards, but otherwise a fairly familiar look to these if you've seen any bicycle deck. And of course, you'll see that the Queen of Spades does have a 6 of Spades reveal there in her hands as well. But going through the rest of the deck, it's fairly standard other than the appearance of friends and family of David Blaine and all the different faces of the decks. I'm not going to call out every single one of them, but I will call out a few of them as we go, as I kind of flip through the deck. Just really, really cool artwork on these faces. I think they're really well drawn. I think sometimes custom faces can go awry, but these are done well. There's David Blaine. He actually makes his way onto the King of Spades. It's, I guess, his signature card, if you will. And then all the way down through. So really nicely done custom faces on these. That one's actually Mark Stutzman on the Jack of Hearts, the illustrator of the deck. So he gets his face on a card as well. And otherwise though, pretty standard bicycle style deck. Really keeps it great functional for Magic or gameplay. As far as handling, the Metalux, I find that the Metalux backs, that foiling, both gives the cards a little bit of extra thickness, but also not quite as good handling. They still fan really nicely, but you'll see a little bit of clumping compared to just a regular bicycle deck. That said, they still feel great. They fan, dribble, everything really, really nicely. And I will say that metallic design shows up really, really nicely in fans as well. Kind of catches the light in a fan. So really, definitely just an outstanding handling deck, all things considered. As far as uses of the deck, look, David Blaine's a magician, so obviously it's going to be a great deck for Magic. You've got little extras and reveals in there, and yet at the same time, the classic faces of the cards really just keep it highly functional for Magic, and for by extension, gameplay is also going to be great with these. So going to be a great gameplay and Magic deck. I'm sure you could use these for cardistry. That foil back is really going to flash in the light as you're using these in tricks. The handling is not quite the same as some really cardistry focused decks. And I think as an art deck, it's fun to have as a collection piece, but it doesn't have quite as much customization as I like in a true art or collector's deck. I think this is one that's meant to be broken out of the box and used, maybe for a Magic routine or something like that. So that's it for now. That is the look at the blue Gatorbacks, the latest in the Gatorback series from David Blaine. Hope you enjoyed that look. Make sure you subscribe for more deck reviews and unboxings, and let me know what else you want to see. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.